Hello, welcome to Yarn Lane. Thank you so much for joining us this lunchtime. My name's Vicky. Joined to Carol today. We are so excited about this. Every time I get the chance to do Yarn Lane show, I get very, very excited. I actually started my own knitting journey over the last few weeks. So I'm really excited about this one because I've heard all about the Yorkshire Spinners. West Yorkshire Spinners, of course, launched here a few weeks ago now. It was with Rebecca Reed. It's her birthday today, by the way, everybody. So we must say happy birthday to amazing Rebecca Reed. She planned herself the best birthday show, and she's left us to be able to do it. So I'm really, really privileged. The book is amazing. The first time this came to air, it completely sold out. In fact, everything from the West Yorkshire Spinners completely sold out. So just be aware, if you missed it, here is your chance. Grab it whilst you can. Firstly, how beautiful is this book? For £12.95, it is gorgeous. And it talks about the exact wool that we're going to be showing you today. 100% beautiful wool hanks. They are absolutely amazing. So it goes through right to, beginners. If you aren't familiar with the different abbreviations that you see on patterns, it will talk you through. It gives you a bit of a rundown of all the projects that you have in here. We're going to be focusing on a couple of new projects as well today, but it's definitely worth watching the show back from the 25th of January. If you do want to watch the show back on our YouTube channel. You've got the Lattice Throw, which is gorgeous. I just love the colours of these as well. I think they're going to work so well with all of our home furnishings. That's the diamond bed runner and poof. We also have the honeycomb blanket. Oh, I love that. The honeycomb basket blanket and cushions. This is the great thing about it, is that it says 6 patterns here, but actually you've got options of doing cushions as well. It will talk you through all of your pattern, how to do your basket weave cushion, all of your rows. Just so you know, they are flying out already, £12.95. And I really like the fact that it's a book that you're working from. It's a ring binder, so you're not going to damage the spine of books. It is a real project book. And your price per project, especially then when you learn those techniques, they're transferable skills, aren't they? Like we said, so whether you're doing a blanket or whether you want to do, as I said, a cushion or something else, then absolutely the world's your oyster. This one's Kat's favourite. It's absolutely beautiful. This is Peacock Plume. It's absolutely gorgeous. We've got the ripple cushion. Honestly, just looking through this, it makes me really, really appreciate just how talented all of our viewers are. I mean, these are just going to be amazing to knit, aren't they? It's a 45-page book, 42-page book, so you've got so much for your money at £12.95. Just so you know, loads of these are in baskets. Be aware, if you missed out last time, now is the chance. The book, the patterns showcase yarn at its purest, and it shows you how incredibly diverse they are as well. It is 100% British wool and it is incredibly diverse. So this is the book that we're going to be working from today. This is the book that we're talking about with Carol. And as I said, it's the second time on air, completely sold out first time round. We've managed to get more. We haven't bundled it with the wool because we thought, do you know what? Some people have already got the book. So if you do want to add wool to your stash, or if you just want to have a go with lots of wool that you've already got at home, they are designed to go with the West Yorkshire Spinners British wool that we're going to be talking about in a moment. But if you have got yarn or wool at home that you want to use, then absolutely go ahead. £12.95. Those of you that have purchased with us on Sewing Street, just so you know, it's still one account that you can log in with the same details, and it's still the same postage and packaging, and that's across Sewing Street on the show and Sewing Street on the website and Yarn Lane's website as well as Yarn Lane's show. So absolutely make the most of this. If you're thinking of a gift for somebody, it's such a beautiful book. So we have the book today from Jenny Watson. We also have some brand new projects today, starting with the one that's in front of me. Carol is actually going to be doing some demo on this one today, and it's hello, Carol. Hi. We've got such beautiful kits for you. So, because you get so much wool, we haven't actually got it all out. This is a picture of it. We thought it was going to be logistically very difficult, so we spent all this morning bundling these to take photographs so you could see exactly what you get. I've got one of each of the colours, but in the kit, in your bundle, I mean, look at how beautiful this wool is. It's gorgeous. So you have 5 of each of the grey. So 5 of these 2 different greys, which again are absolutely beautiful. 100-gram hanks, 100% British wool, both of those, 5 of each of them. You also get 5 of your ecru, and you get 3 of this one, which is called black brown. 100 grams on each hank, and it's just $89.99. And that is enough to be able to make the large, amazing blanket. I mean, it is just gorgeous. Oh yeah, this morning was a bit chilly, and I was literally wrapped up in my blanket. And it was like, right, I need to take a picture of you in this. I was, oh, it was so cozy. Just want to warn you that, everything sold out last time. Everything sold out. First time that we have had it on air. It's brand new to today's show, and it really is such gorgeous texture, isn't it? Look at that. £89.99. There is a lot of you that have got this in your basket. Lots of you. We are in single figures, just so you're aware. Also, please do check out on the book. Get it alongside it to get your pattern, of course. So, we're going to go through all of the kits first, if that's okay, because we want to spend as much time demoing with Carol, and I know she's got some quite intricate demonstration to show us, so we don't want to interrupt her. So the next one is also brand new, which is the basket weave that you can see behind me on the shelf. I'll show you what it looks like finished, and you are getting this one, 3 of this beautiful colour. Now it's different to the ones that we've seen in this one. This is called Blue-Faced Leicester Roving. Blue-Faced Leicester Roving. This is really soft. This is so beautifully soft. Again, it is 100% British wool. You get 100 grams on each hank, and you've got all 3. That is natural. I mean, this hasn't been dyed. How amazing is that? That is the colour of the sheep, and there's lots of different tones. There's lots of different tones that are running through. It's absolutely gorgeous. You can still wash it. You can still hand wash it. Absolutely. Don't put it in your tumble dryer. It does have the washing instructions on there, but a 30-degree hand wash is absolutely fine. The Blue-Faced Leicester is famous for how strong, luxurious and beautifully soft it is. It's so soft. It's a really lovely multi-tonal colour palette, which is a real lovely warmth as well. Got a really lovely warm tone. So you get, remember, 3 of these to make your basket weave cushion. Also in the book, also brand new today, £24.99 is a really good price as well, isn't it? Really good price. Okay, so the next one we have, again, you get more than what I'm showing you here. You get 3 hanks, 3 100-gram hanks, and that's to be able to make the picture that Elliot will show you in just a second. Yeah, there we go. This one, £24.99. So you get 3 of your hanks to make your basket weave honeycomb cushion, this time in this honeycomb colour. Is this what the colour of the yarns, the wool's called? Ecru, sorry, ecru. This is your, oh, I can tell, it's so soft. You can tell that this is, again, the Blue-Faced Leicester Roving. It's absolutely gorgeous quality. 100-gram hank. all that you'll need to know is in the book, the West Yorkshire Spinners Natural Home book as well. So if you managed to get that the last time or this time, go for it. Now, the last time this was on air, this completely sold out. We're now in single figures for it, just so you're aware. This is going to be very, very popular. You can see it up on the shelf behind me there. We are going to have quick demo as well from Carol on that one. We also have, we got more. How exciting is this? I told you it was going to be a good day. This one is, again, your 100% blue-faced Leicester 100% British yarn. And you get how many of these? Right, so you have, let me find it, this one, HMW940. Okay, so you have 9, it looks like this, 9 of these hanks. There it is. 9 hanks of the roving brown in blue face. They're both blue faced Leicester. And then you also have 11 hanks of a crew. 11 hanks of a crew as well. Now it is on split pay. I'm so pleased that we've managed to get it on split pay. The amount of 100% British wool you are getting with a split payment option of $49.99, and this is to make the beautiful, beautiful blanket. Which I don't know whether Elliot's got a photograph of it, but I can show you here as well. It completely sold out the first time around. So remember, you're getting 9 of the brown and 11 of the ecru, 11 of the ecru, and that is to make this one, which is the lovely checkered one. We love this, and it's huge. It's absolutely huge. There's only one of those left, so if you want it, and don't forget to click your split payment option as well, because it's 0% interest. You might as well go for that. Keeping with the same coloured wool, we have the matching cushion. So this time you've got obviously not as much yarn, it's only $29.99. You get 2 of each this time. So if you want to dip your toe in and have a go working with the 100% blue faced Leicester yarn, that's what you're getting. 2 of your ecru and 2 of your roving brown. £29.99. Remember, it's from, again, the Natural Home book. That those of you that managed to get it the first time round, well done, because there are a lot of people missing out. Over half the stock has gone again. And can I say, we've actually got more this time round. We learnt from our mistake first time and managed to order as many as we possibly could. To put it this way, if we had the same amount this time as we did last time, then we would also be saying it's sold out. So absolutely make the most of it whilst you can. That's the book. But this one, this bundle, we've done separately. You get 2 of a crew and 2 of the brown to make this cushion. So next project, we've got loads. I told you. Now this is Kat's favourite. It's the one that the peacock plume, which we had a look at in the book earlier on. This is, again, 100% blue faced Leicester. It's so soft. We are offering 11. Can you see why we did this with photographs instead of me trying to do this on air? This would have been an absolute nightmare. $89.99, and you're getting all of these yarns. Did Rebecca Reed do this on air last time and bring out all of the yarns?
They went everywhere.
Oh my word. We're going to get baskets so we can do it on air in baskets, but yeah, very difficult. Ah, right, there were only 3 types of wool because we had different projects. Oh, I see. Oh my word. Can you imagine? This time we had to think of a plan. $89.99 once again for all of these beautiful ecru colours this time, and it makes, oh, it's so beautiful. I just love the edge of it as well. Isn't that, look at that. It's so beautiful. $89.99, your peacock plume. Now the pattern is obviously in the book. I wonder if my mum is watching. Oh, I just love these. She's gotten back into her knitting since Yarn Lane started. She hadn't knit since she was pregnant with me, and that was 30 years ago, and she's now said, oh, it's inspired me to just do it again. So anybody who else is just dusting off those knitting needles that you've got, absolutely have a go. And to have this quality wool is amazing. 100% undyed, natural wool, British wool. It's just beautiful. From the West Yorkshire Spinners, £89.99. Just to remind you, you're getting 1,100 gram hanks. 1,100 gram hanks. We're keeping with the same colour wool, so this time still with your ecru. The ripple cushion, which is one that we absolutely love. It's up behind me here. You get 3 of your 100 gram ecru wool hanks, which are again absolutely beautifully soft. They are blue-faced Leicester sheep, which are absolutely gorgeous quality. Not only are they rear sheared and spun here in the UK, in Yorkshire, just £24.99. So if you do want to dip your toe in, absolutely go for it. We're in single figures for this one now, in single figures. Finally, before we go over to Carol, this is such a beautiful colour. And you're not going to believe the price, I'm being told. You're not going to believe the price. If you've got the book, get this one. It's £49.99 for 10 hanks. Ooh, tell you what, that is good value. 10 hanks, all 100 gram. This is 100% Jacobs wool for £49.99. £49.99. There is still time to make the most of it. Honestly, I know so many people who love adding to their stash, but this is something that's really, really, really luxurious. Elliot's saying to me, you need to see Carol's. She's got a bit of a stash. All of her wool. £49.99. Stay tuned, by the way. I'll keep you updated on stock levels. This one is to make. I might need to have a hand, please. I want to show you the blanket, and it's right over the other side. £49.99. It's so soft again. And that's to make this one. That is to make this one, which the pattern is in the book. I don't know why it's only £49.99, to be honest. I'm not sure why it's only £49.99, but that is such good value, isn't it, for the amount that you are getting, the amount of wool. Okay, the checkerboard blanket, just so you know, it's brand new today. Oh, it's sold out. Oh no, the brand new one is still available at the moment. The checkerboard, in fact, there's one left. There is one left. The checkerboard, sold out. Everything else we're in single figures for. So we do want to make sure that we're spending enough time with Carol. So we are going to go over to her. But just be aware, the book as well, loads of you have checked out on it. That will be your main graphic throughout the demo. Carol, it's so lovely to have you back. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. It's lovely to be back.
Good. So tell me what happened then first time round with this, because you were here the first time we had the West Yorkshire Spinners.
Absolutely, yeah, and it just flew off the shelves, and poor old Rebecca was trying to juggle all the different balls of wool for everything. So I think it's worked a little better this time with just showing a few.
Good. You think we were, yeah, it was seamless. We were like swans, weren't we then? The book, so is it
it's beautiful.
Lovely to work from?
Absolutely gorgeous, yeah. Yeah.
Projects are gorgeous, aren't they?
Yeah, they are lovely, yeah.
And, well, Elliot is telling me that you've got lots of experience with lots of yarns and lots of wool, and your stash is huge.
Yeah.
So how is it working with the Yorkshire Spinners wool?
Lovely, yeah, it's really nice. I mean, I've got an example here which is a mini version of that blanket there. And it's lovely to work with. Really, really nice yarn and really high quality.
Oh,
and so I'm going to be showing you how to do that, which is called the entrelac technique, if you haven't heard of it before. So that's what I'm going to be starting with.
They look like they're weaving.
Yeah, they do look like they're woven, but they're not. But there's a few little tips and tricks to make it a bit easier to work, but it's very addictive.
Oh, I bet. Amazing. Right, so where do we start? Over to you.
Right, okay. Well, I'm going to be making a small sample like this one, really, but in fact even smaller. It's just going to be like that, a little tiny square we're going to be looking at, like that. And how it works is you start off with one colour, which is the cream here.
Yeah.
And you work these tiny little triangles to start with on the base. So that's the first sort of row. It's more than a row in knitting terms, but it's the layer of the blanket. And then you work these triangles and rectangles back that way, sloping ones, and then the next ones and the next ones, and finish off with a row of top triangles. Right. That's how it works. There is something that quite frustrates people with entrelac, which is, and I'm going to show you a way to get around that today, so it'll be much easier.
Now you're working on circular needles, does that help?
It's just because I like working on circulars. You don't need to, no, you don't need to, because each of these little sections here is worked individually.
Okay.
Okay, so you like working a little block, if you like, of stocking stitch when you do that. So you could work on smaller needles. The only thing is, though, you've got to cast on all of the stitches at the beginning, which would be quite a lot for that blanket. So.
And what size needles are you using?
I think this is a 5mm. It says in the pattern.
Okay.
For this pattern. So. That's what I'm using. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the little triangles. Now I've cast on enough for 2, and I'm doing smaller triangles than are in the blanket, as you can see, and each one is actually only 6 stitches.
And this is the same that you've done for your cowl as well?
Yes, this is entrelac as well. Yeah, it's lovely and cosy and warm. It's nice. So here's how we go. Now, there's a lot of repetition, but I'm going to show you a quick way afterwards, so be patient, folks. So we start off with 2 purls to start our first triangle. Turn. Now this is where people get frustrated, so just be patient with me for now, because I'll show you a quick way in a minute. And knit those 2. So you're doing parts of a row in effect.
Okay.
Turn again, and this time purl 3. So you purl 1 more each time. And you'll start to see in a little while a triangle forming. Knit 3, and you keep on going like this till we reach 6.
Is it one we need to concentrate and count, Carol?
You do have to actually. You see the beginning of a triangle starting to form there.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to show you the quick way, because it saves you so much time. So you're knitting and purling a few stitches at a time. So what you can do, instead of turning round to purl, you can learn to knit backwards.
Okay.
And this is what I'm going to show you now. It's quite a revelation to me when I first found out about
backwards?
it. Yes.
Right, okay.
Knit from left to right. Okay. So here's a knit from left to right. And I'll show you how to work it out in a minute, to show you how it works. So we're going backwards, there, takes a bit of practice. We've still got the yarn in our hands. We can go forwards again to the knit 4. Now we can purl backwards again. Now, how on earth do you know how to purl backwards? You might be asking me, or knit backwards even.
Okay, I'm pleased that you said that, because I was about to ask.
If you turn if you go as if to purl, which is what you normally would do, just stop there and look at what you're doing. Mm-hmm. You're going through that part of your stitch. Leave it there and turn it back to the front. So you can see, okay, so if we're going to do it from the front, that's where we have to go. Okay. Fine. Turn around again. And if you were purling, you would now be wrapping round like that. Mm-hmm. Okay, wrap, wrap. So turn round again and see how that wrap works. Sorry, I'm coming a bit loose here. So we've done our in. We've learnt that that's where that needs to be. The wrap goes like that.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
So, yeah, that's right. Keep checking, and then finally the pull through. Again, you could turn the other way and look at it. Goes like that. Okay. So I am now knitting backwards, which is the equivalent of turning around and doing a purl on the other side.
Do patterns ask for that very often?
No, but the thing is, you can use this anywhere. You could use this if you're working plain stocking stitch on something, you can knit backwards instead of purling.
Yeah.
But the time that I found it the most useful is for this technique,
Right.
because you're doing lots of little bits, and turning constantly can be a real nuisance. And in fact, that's what puts people off working on shellac sometimes, which I think is a real shame.
Oh, so there you go. There's a good hack.
Yeah, definitely. So we're seeing our triangle here. Yeah, we've got one last, just checking my thing, we've got one last one to go. So again, I'm going to purl backwards, purl 6. 1, you can see I'm not as quick purling backwards, but hey, it's better than turning at the end of each row. And it also means you hang on to your yarns, you don't have to let them go, which means your tension will be a lot better as well. Whoops, lost one stitch. So there we are, there's our first little triangle made. Ta-da!
Oh, nice.
Now we're going to do our second one. So we start with purl 2 again. Oops. So purl 2, and I'm doing it backwards. Knit 2. Can you see it's quicker than turning?
It is quicker than turning, yeah.
Purl 3 back, or sorry, knit backwards, 3 back.
Could you do all of this in the same colour as well?
3. You can, yeah, absolutely. In fact, the one I'm wearing is a colour changing yarn.
Oh, is it?
So it's all done in one colour, in effect, with one ball of yarn, you know.
But it's all
and,
variegated.
and yeah.
Looks beautiful. The bundle for this quilt has now gone, by the way.
Oh.
You can still also get the book. It's £12.95, and there are so many projects in here. Even though it says there's 6, there's actually different variations, I suppose, isn't there, Carol?
Yeah, there's loads. And you could, if you're adventurous, take bits of it and mix and match them your own way if you wanted to, because there's just so much opportunity for different patterns in there. So I'm coming nearly to the end of the second triangle, so I'm just knitting back, and then you'll see it looks a bit odd at this stage. Purl back 6. I've got a little cheat sheet on how to do this working backwards on my website if anybody's interested.
Oh, brilliant. What's your website, Carol?
Coolwool.net.
Amazing.
If you sign up for the newsletter, there's all sorts of freebie sheets I've got on there, so whoops.
Right, I keep dropping my stitches. How do I not drop my stitches? I don't know what my tension too tight, to be honest, that I keep missing them.
You will at the beginning, yes. I think it's handy to have a crochet hook available to, if you see something's gone and you're a bit further on and you think, just catch it with a crochet hook or a safety pin or stitch marker or something, and then you can work back to it and ladder it up using a crochet hook. There'll be lots of techniques about how to do that on YouTube, I'm sure.
Oh, thank you.
So now we've got our 2 initial triangles. They don't look quite like triangles at the moment because of this split here, which we're going to be doing something with now. Right. So that's those 2. Now we change to the light grey. I'll just break off this and get the light grey for you and show you the next bit, which is where we start working you can either call them rectangles or diamonds, whatever you want to call them, that we work in this section here. So we're doing this bit across there.
So do you need to leave yourself a big tail of your ecru, colour your cream?
At the beginning, you mean? Not really, because you're not sewing this up. The border is knitted on afterwards.
Ah, okay.
So you don't need a big tail. So I'm starting the diamonds row, and the first bit of that is a little triangle here. That's how we start, a side triangle. Okay, so we're actually starting from nothing and working upwards. So we're going to be doing some increasing here.
Okay.
And some joining on to these stitches over here to to make this edge. That's how entrelac works. You do need to concentrate on entrelac. I won't lie. You do need to concentrate, which is why I need to keep looking at the pattern, because otherwise you can easily get lost with where you are. So I'm using B, yarn B. I'm going to knit 2. Let me just pull all those loose threads. Knit 2, turn and purl 2. So again, I'm going to go backwards. Purl 1, purl 2. Pull all that tight. There we are. So the next step is to knit front and back in a stitch. Now this is how you can increase to create this opening up triangle here. You have to increase at the beginning. So we'll knit in the front and the back of a stitch. And if you haven't seen that yet, it's just a normal knit, but don't let the stitch go off the needle on the left. Then go into the back part of the stitch and knit again. So you are creating 2 stitches from 1 there. That's a knit front and back. Now the next stitch we're going to join with its partner over here, its white partner. So the grey and the white are going to be done as if you are knitting them together, if you like. Okay. But it's a left sloping decrease. So that is actually not a knit 2 together. It's slip that stitch, knit the next one, and pass the slip stitch over.
What's that called? Knit, sloping, decrease.
Slip, knit, pass, slip stitch over. It's a left leaning decrease, whereas a knit 2 together slopes to the right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you didn't know that, that's something else,
that's good.
right?
Thank you.
Let me just check where I am with my diamonds. So turn and purl 3. So I'm not going to turn, I'm going to knit backwards. 2, 3.
Lots of people loving your hacks, Carol.
Yeah, it's really, honestly, it saved me tons of time. So the next one, we increase again in the first stitch, knit front and back. We knit to the last grey stitch, and then we do the same again. Join it together with the cream. Slip, knit, pass, slip stitch over. Purl back again, or knit backwards. 1, 2, 3. See, I really want to push this because I know people who have said, I love entrelac, but I can't be doing with all that turning. I just can't.
Well, there you go. You found
So there you go.
way around
please,
it.
Please try again, because it is very addictive. Knit front and back, increase again, knit to the last stitch.
I think you've inspired lots of
Slip
people.
1, knit 1. I hope so, because it is lovely.
Teddy has said, you are wonderful.
Oh, bless.
Said, I hate doing purl stitch, and knitting backwards looks like an ideal alternative.
Well, absolutely. If you hate using doing purl stitch on a normal, I mean, it doesn't have to be entrelac, on anything. If you can master the knitting backwards, then you can avoid doing your purls. How cool is that? So increase, we're on the last one now, knit to the last stitch.
I've also had another person say another fantastic hack. Would definitely be trying this. Thank you so much, Carol.
You're very, very welcome. I just want to get everybody knitting, because I think you should be.
Oh, well, especially in the
triangle.
oh, there you go.
Look at that.
Comes together.
Cute. Okay, now this is the bit that I also want to really show. The next bit is this diamond here.
Okay.
So how do we work that? Well, what we do is, if you can have a look at this, if I can put it next to it, you actually pick up stitches along this edge here, which form the basis of that diamond there. And then you work up in stocking stitch. So we need to pick up, let me just turn over the page, 6 stitches, because I'm working with 6. The blanket will be more, along that edge of that triangle. Okay, so what I would do is not go into any obvious big holes. I tend to go through 2 parts of a stitch like that, the front and the back, and pick up 6. So you just like you're knitting, but through yarn there. So that's 2.
So you have the needle, leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And you don't have to be completely exact. It's hard sometimes.
Can you see the stitches clearly?
Yeah. If you just spread it out, knitting isn't going to break. So you spread it out as you're picking up. So that's 4. So I'm going to do 1 in there, which is 5. And then I'm going to do 1 at the end here. That's a bit of a big hole. So I'm actually going to go through those 2 bits there.
Is that just because of your tension? Or it's not?
No, it's because of the way the knitting is pulling itself, because it's pulling a little bit away from the cast on. Which reminded me, I'm glad you said that, you have to cast on loosely with entrelac, most definitely, otherwise you will find it will get a bit too tight along the bottom.
Okay.
So cast on loosely. Right, I've now picked up, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches. Yeah, not the tidiest, but it's not too bad.
Knitting's a bit different, isn't it, to knitting at home, I think.
Okay, so knit sticks, that's the triangle. Right, turn and purl 6. So we're now just working like a straight bit of stocking stitch. So again, I'm going to knit backwards 6 stitches. And all of the rest of this carries on in a similar way. You're picking up and you're knitting together with existing stitches from below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's the base of our new diamond.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so now we knit 5 back and join the last one with the next cream, just the same as before. In the same way, so you slip that one, knit that one, pass that slip stitch over that one. So we're starting to make our diamond and it's joining on to the triangle. Okay, so let's just do a little bit more on the end side triangle, and then that's probably enough to get you going, I would think.
I'd jot down today's date. So that you can watch that back, because some of Carol's hacks obviously aren't what ones that are in the book, and I think a lot of people who think, oh, I'm avoiding that.
Yes.
Yeah, are going to be able to go for it with Carol's hacks. The bundle that Carol is working from is completely sold out, just so that you're aware. Oh. There are plenty of bundles that are available on the website though, and the beautiful, beautiful quality West Yorkshire spinner wool, which is 100% natural, undyed, is available. So definitely have a look on the web and see what's available. The book is now becoming limited. Did you say we've got less than 20? Oh, less than 20. If you do want the book, be quick, be quick, be quick. In fact, less than 15 now. If you have got it in your basket, there's more of you that have got it in your basket than we have availability. Can you tell I'm talking really calmly because I don't want to distract Carol? Because anybody that's been interrupting my knitting, I get really annoyed now. I can't watch telly, can't listen to anything, like listen to the radio or anything. I have to sit and concentrate.
Tell that to my other half as well. It's very annoying sometimes.
That's Elliot's dad you're talking about, isn't it?
It is Elliot's dad, yes. So we're nearly at the end of this diamond. And you can see the process. It's every time we come along, we're doing a straight row and joining the last stitch to the cream one.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll just get to the end of this diamond and then talk about the rest. And then perhaps we could look at some other bits and bobs.
Oh yeah, there's so much, isn't there? Just whilst Carol's going along here, let me just quickly show you our website, yarnlane.com. If you jump to the web, click on Watch Live, and you scroll down, there's the book at the top, bestseller of the day, and that £12.95. And then also we have run through everything, so you can see all of the bundles and what they make there, ranging from just £24.99 up to what was £149 has now gone. Well done everybody who's managed to make the most of any of the Yorkshire Spinner kits. They are brilliant. Oh, Margaret's just said, stunning demonstration again
bless.
by the marvellous Carol. And another technique that I've not seen before and must try. That's from Margaret.
Oh, thank you, Margaret. That's very kind. Like I say, my aim is to get everybody knitting. So any hacks that I know, I pass on.
I think a lot of people are going to be having a go after today, aren't they? We talk about, you know, we've had a lot of time, haven't we, over the last year or whatever. A lot of people tend to lose their sojo. I know we talk about on Sewing Street, and I suppose it's probably similar. So a book like this is just going to give you great inspiration.
Yes, definitely. So I know it doesn't look like it now, but that when you carry on, it will turn into this. So the next row, you can probably see, is the darker grey.
Yeah.
And you work back in a similar way and picking up that way, and then that one, and so on and so on and so on.
Brilliant.
And then at the very top, it's the final triangles, and that's worked in a similar way to these, but you just knit purl or knit two together along the top at each edge to make it come in into a point. So there you go.
Amazing.
On to that with knitting backwards.
We've got about 15 minutes with you, and we want to do the basket weave, if that's
basket
okay.
weave one, yeah. Let me find that one. It's here somewhere.
We had this.
Here it is.
I believe this. I believe we had this in. Oh no, we didn't. This is brand new today.
No, yes,
we didn't have this last time. It's brand new in today. You get 3 of your 100-gram hanks of the. What colour is this one called? Light grey. It is. This is your blue face Leicester again. It's really lovely and soft.
Okay, I'm just transferring my little sample over onto the right size needles.
What are the right size needles?
5 mil for this again.
Okay.
Because this is a lovely, quite a nice, thick, but soft yarn. It's gorgeous. I love this yarn.
Does the size of your needles change if you are a tightness? If you've got tight
yes, you may
tension?
well have to change. Yeah, you should always, and I know people hate it. You should always, if you're making something new, make a little tension square.
Okay.
With the needles that they recommend and measure it to see if it does come out to the right number of stitches and rows.
I suppose if you're making a blanket or something, does it matter? I get it.
Well,
with
the
garments.
only thing is you might run out of yarn if you're really loose. You know, you might use more yarn. So
okay. Because I get it with clothes.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily bother with a blanket, to be honest. So.
But you should.
Oh, of course you should.
Absolutely.
Do it every time. No, I wouldn't. So let me get organised here. Where's my yarn? Yes, I think it's. Oh,
you're all
in a bit of a pickle here.
You know when you get your hanks home?
Yeah.
Is there something that you need to do with them? Do you need to do something before you start knitting?
You've have to put them into balls, because otherwise you will get yourself so knotted up and you'll end up throwing the whole thing away. My mum used to do it by wrapping, because the hang, you undo it and it's just a long loop, by putting it over the back of a chair and winding it round. I've got a ball winder which I use, which creates these lovely little sort of cake effects.
And lovely.
That's
so you have to speak to Rebecca about getting those
I think she
in.
was trying to get one on, actually. I don't know if
cool.
she's managed it yet. Okay, so this is the basket weave stitch. Now I love this because it's so simple, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Just very, very straightforward. Okay, now I've done one repeat of the pattern here, which is an 8-row pattern. So I'll start all over again, and it's just, the first row is very easy, just knit. So you knit all the way along, and obviously you'll have more stitches on yours than I've got here. And I also, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I started, Carol, with probably the most difficult is a big blanket, and I thought, because it's all knit, it's fine. But it said cast on 156 stitches, and it is growing slowly, like very slowly.
That is a shame, because that again is often what can put people off if things take too long when they're knitting.
No, I'm not doing it to finish something. It's more for my relaxation.
Oh, that's good then. Yes, absolutely. Now I am going to turn on this and do the traditional purl. On row 2, because it's actually a mix of knits and purls. So we are going to knit 4, and in a minute I'm going to give you another tip about reading your knitting. So if you get lost in a pattern, you don't know where you are, you can read your previous work. And I do literally mean just look at your knitting and see what it's like, and you can probably see what should come next. That's helped quite a few people recently. I've been helping with beginners knitting as well. How to read your knitting. Purl 3.
Do you normally do classes?
Yeah, I used to do workshops before the lockdown. I'm working on getting them all online now, but it's
Elliot will help you.
Yes, I know. He already has helped me a little bit with some YouTube videos, so bless him. Takes a bit longer than, well, you know, life gets in the way, so we don't always get everything done. So let me show you what I mean by reading your knitting.
Okay.
Basket weave like this is made up of a series of purl bumps, if you like. So that's your back of a knit stitch. These are the fronts of the knit stitches where you see all the V's. And this pattern is to have 5 of those, 3 of those, 5 of those, 3 of those, all the way along. Right. And then after that, they swap over. In fact, I should have started with this one, but you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. You've now got 3 of those in the centre of that one, 5 across there, 3, and the finishing one, which are actually just 4. So if you were reading your knitting, I've just started a new one of these now. So the next one should be the same. Mm-hmm. It should have bumps where this one's got bumps, because there's 3 lots of bumps. And it should be knits where this one is knits. So if you don't know where you are, look at your knitting and it will help you show what needs to be done next. So in fact, I'm not looking at the pattern now. I'm just going to follow the knitting. So purl 4, because there's 4 purl bumps. Yarn to the back and knit the next 3. This is such a simple pattern, but it's absolutely beautiful, I think. Yarn to the front. And now we're doing our 5 purls.
Oh, Julie said basket weave is one of my favourite
It
patterns.
is, it's gorgeous.
Thank you for another great show. Also, she now has the confidence to have a go at the entrelac as well.
Yes.
Entrelac, am I saying that right?
Entrelac, whatever, yeah. I don't know. I guess it's a French word, I'm not really sure.
But now she's got the confidence anyway,
yes,
to give it a go.
Definitely give it a go. It will take a bit of practice, but you know, everything takes a bit of practice. So there we are, look. I followed my knitting and it's come up with the bumps there. Now we've got, because there's 3 of each, we've got 1 more row to go like that. So again, I'm going to follow my knitting.
Doing some more reading of your knitting.
Read me knitting, yes. So the first one's a plain knit stitches there.
Okay. On
this side, so I'll knit them because I'm doing another row the same. Then I've got some bumps at the front, so I will do those, and there's only 3 here because we're on the other part of the pattern, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yarn to the back and knit the next 5. Yarn to the front because we've got some bumps and purl. And then the last 4 are knit. Very straightforward.
And it looks so effective, doesn't it?
That's what I mean. It's for a simple pattern. It just is. This again looks to me like it's sort of woven.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
Someone was asking actually whether if there is a pattern for your
for
shoulder
this
warmer.
Yeah. There's a pattern on my website, coolwool.net. There's a kit as well if you're interested, because I've got a few different sort of colours for it. So that's on there.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's the basket weave then, and you just keep swapping the order of the little chunks.
Oh, it looks brilliant, doesn't it? So effective.
Yeah.
Right, so
can I just say something about the second cushion along on the shelf there? Mm-hmm. I think we really need to see the other side. Can we do that?
Yeah.
This is actually on the front of that book.
There's the finished one. And the reverse of it. Oh, look. So this makes sense. Look, this is why it's called Honeycomb.
Yes, exactly. So
look, Elliot.
Elliot, that's what we should be looking at, sweetie.
Look, there you go, honeycomb, that's why. But we were looking at the sort of weave, that's what we were looking at as the front.
So we've done the basket weave. So now I've got a little sample here, if we've got time, of the honeycomb.
Yeah, absolutely, we'd love to.
Okay.
Got about 8 minutes, Carol, that's so lovely. Really lovely and tactile.
Yes, it's lovely, isn't it? I love this one. Last time I was on, I showed this sort of cable plait. Now it's still on the front side there, but you see that sort of like a plait going up?
Yeah.
But this time I thought I'd show the honeycomb in the centre. So I've got a small sample here that I've started off for the honeycomb. There we go.
Right, this looks really complex.
All you need is a cable needle. Now I've got one with a cable needle.
Okay.
Have we not got? Yeah, and I've got one with a little dip in the middle. They don't all have dips, but...
Is this the one, Carol?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you need one of those because what cabling, which is what this is all about, is swapping the order that stitches are worked as you go along a row. So you take some stitches off, you pop them on this spare needle, you work the next few, and then you pop them back. So you work them in a different order. Okay, so on the first row then, we're doing what's a right sort of sloping cable there, and then a left, and then a right, and then a left. Okay, so we just start off with one simple purl, and then I'll show you how the right-left business works.
Margaret, thank you for doing our job for us. Rebecca had yarn winders and a Swift on earlier this week, Vix. She says they're on the website. Brilliant.
Okay. Yeah,
Thank you.
That one.
Thank you, Margaret.
I missed that one. So now we're doing a cable that's going to slope to the right. And in the pattern it's called C4B. Okay, so don't let that put you off. C is for cable or cross. 4 is for the total number of stitches that are going to be used.
Okay.
And B means you put your cable needle to the back. So if there's 4 stitches going to be worked, you take half of them off, 2 of them, pop them on your little cable needle, put that at the back of your work. Just leave it lying there. Now you work your next 2 stitches as normal knits. Oops, my stitches are facing the wrong way. I must have moved them over a bit wrong, but that's fine. Now we go back to the stitches that were on our cable needle, and it's a bit awkward at first. You then knit them. So you see what we've done is swap the order that those 4 stitches are worked.
Carol, you make this look so easy.
Look at that, it's sloping to the right.
Yeah, oh my
How lovely
word.
is that? Now we're going to do one that slopes to the left, so that's a C4F. So you slip 2 needles to the front. I'm just going to turn these around because I've somehow managed to get the stitches facing the wrong way, but it's no big deal. Slip 2 to the front because it's C4F. Knit the next 2. And again, I'm doing them through the back loop because I've got them twisted, but you wouldn't do that normally. You just knit, 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 knit. Now we knit the front 2. And there's part of the beginning of our honeycomb. Sloping to the right and sloping to the left.
That's so cool.
It's great, isn't it? And we do that all over again.
Had you done this before? Had you done the honeycomb technique before?
We didn't have time for it last time, so but I had it all ready for last time.
Is it one that you've seen before though? On patterns?
Gosh, yes, it's quite a common one.
Is it?
Honeycomb, yeah. It's used in a lot of cable patterns, and often it's used in conjunction with other things like this one is you know, with basket weave and the sort of plait. Yeah, so it goes quite well with other things as well. It's beautiful.
They look absolutely beautiful, don't they? You can see there, I do absolutely love this, and I'm so thrilled that we've realised we were looking at the back, and we didn't actually see the front.
Because it's gorgeous, that one.
It is, absolutely. Julia said, "I love a good cable," and too. I love a good cable too. The V cable needles are so much easier to use.
They actually are, because you can lose your stitches off a straight cable needle, especially if it's a really shiny metallic one.
Okay.
But the V just sort of captures them there, you see, in the middle there. So it's holding those two quite steadily and they're not going to fall off.
Oh yes. Oh,
See
brilliant.
what I mean?
Yeah,
That's what the V is for. So the V is a little bit easier. I've just done another C4B. And the last one is a C4F. So two to the front. And then we've finished one part of the row. And then this pattern is just the same, but in reverse for the next bit to make them slope the other way, that's all. So it's, oops, lost my, see, you can lose stitches when you're doing the, and the last one is just a purl to give it a bit of an edge. There we go. So we've started on our next part of the honeycomb.
Love it. Thank you so, so much.
Yeah, it's lovely.
As always, so clear, and thank you for bringing back.
You're welcome.
We've had so many lovely messages for you,
bless.
Carol.
Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it.
We look forward to seeing you again. Do you know when you'll be back?
I think March the 8th. I've got a feeling there might be a fair isle that I'm doing then, but it's not definite yet, I don't think. So,
lovely.
yeah.
Thank you ever so much.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you for bringing back West Yorkshire Spinners today, because it's been, again, extremely busy. Very, very popular indeed. Jot down today's date because we had loads of great hacks from Carol, which I'm sure you'll really appreciate when you've got your patterns home. So they're all from this amazing book, which the first time round completely sold out. We managed to get more in stock this time round, and we've still now got less than 10. If you've got it in your basket, now is the time to check out. It will not last the day. £12.95. And there are loads of gorgeous projects in here, all designed to use the West Yorkshire spinner wool. It says 6, but mix and match them, and you're going to learn so many new amazing techniques. £12.95 for your project book for just £12.95. Brilliant value for money. Absolutely love it. Just so you know, the patchwork cushion, virtually everything is sold out, limited on everything, less than 5 of everything. Patchwork cushion though, this one, the quilt version sold out. The cushion, you get 2 of the ecru and 2 of the brown. There you go. We've got to say a massive happy birthday to our lovely Rebecca Reed. She'll be back with you. Don't forget, stay where you are. We're about to tune over to Jewellery Maker if you're watching on the telly. If you're watching online, head over to jewellerymaker.com. They've got macrame on right now, 1 o'clock. So watch the masterclass with Nadia. It'll be brilliant. Thank you for your company. I'll see you bright and early on Sewing Street tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock.